Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to take a look here at Palantir stock. This has been one of your most requested tickers over the last few days, so I want to make an update on what I see with this company and essentially what I'm going to be trading coming into Tuesday of this week, so you guys can try to emulate this move, or at the very least try to get a better understanding on what I think about Palantir, as well as what I'm going to be playing here come Tuesday of this week, as this will be a great opportunity to learn how to trade some of the breakouts that we do see here on the stock market. So talking more specifically about Palantir, they have earnings coming up in just a few days, but this has been a company that has almost gotten crushed under its own weight, and there's been a lot of hype with this name, but unfortunately they haven't produced as much as people were expecting. And even though they've had tons of good news over the last few days, including new military contracts, deals, etc., their stock price hasn't been able to rally above $40, and they've been pretty flat in this wedge ever since. Now, coming into earnings, you can see there is a lot of selling here, and the volume has flipped from consistently green over the last few weeks all the way to now mostly red. And what this is showing me is that people are really unsure about what's going to be happening with earnings, and that is not a coincidence here. I've seen a lot of you guys in my comments down below and in the free Discord, which is going to be linked down in the description, asking me exactly what I think about Palantir and whether or not they can beat earnings. Now guys, it's not about as much as they can beat earnings or not beat them, but it's more about how the market perceives this play and how the market takes this reaction, guys. So there's a lot of stuff to look at with Palantir, more than just their X amount of money made, and that's going to be one of the main things making me bullish on Palantir right now as a company. Now before, like I said, I was very bullish, or very bearish, sorry, on what could happen with this company. I wasn't looking to invest in them in the short or long run, but right now with Palantir, I see a great opportunity forming, and I want to talk about an article that I read a few days ago here that really made me kind of reconsider what I think about Palantir and potentially look to start a small position with this company if they do in fact have another breakout setting up here over the next few days. So getting into some of the more specifics here with Palantir stock, I want to talk about what I'm seeing here over the last few days as far as what they've been doing with military contracts, what they've been doing with government contracts, etc. That is making me think that they could at least beat their earnings report and maybe make the market a little more bullish on what could be happening with this company. And that's going to be coming down to these last few deals which they've made at the end of 2020. Now these are going to be the ones that are counted in the 2020 earnings report for quarter four, which will be the one that's coming out in a few days. So even though Palantir has had new news in 2021 and a lot to talk about here in the first quarter of 2021, this new earnings that is coming out tomorrow or the day after in this week is going to be about 2020 and the fourth quarter of 2020, when they added all these different partnerships and all these different contracts with people from around the world. So with this Palantir stock, like I've been saying with you guys, they do a lot of government contracts, and this is going to be ultimately what's helping them stay afloat. Even though we've had COVID and a lot of other tough situations, this company receives more and more money every single quarter. So what that means is that governments don't fail here, guys, and this is going to be one of those stocks that can potentially continue growing and growing and growing as a result of government investment. So that's why I'm really looking to start my position with this company. Now, like I say, this will be a very small position, just getting my toes in the water for this earnings report. Now, going more in depth on the specific chart patterns setting up here with Palantir stock, this is going to be a classic bullish wedge, and one of the main things that we want to watch here is the way the price is developing at these lows. Now, it's not a coincidence that we've had a lot of selling coming into Palantir earnings. There are a lot of people that are unsure about what's going to be happening with this company, especially in the short run. And with so much uncertainty around a play, it's very possible that a company like Palantir can get crushed under its own weight. And that's essentially what's been happening over the last few days. And you can see that the volume, even going back to December, is mostly red. And if you just take a quick look at what's been happening with the buying and selling, you can see that the only overwhelmingly green period has been this wedge breakout from around $26 to $42. So if you were able to play that breakout, and if you did catch our last video on Palantir stock, congratulations, you stepped in on a great price with this company for the long term. But right now we're seeing this earnings report coming up, and I want to show you guys what I think is going to be at least a good price to pick up Palantir here in the short run, and ultimately what I'm going to be doing with Palantir stock coming into next week, Tuesday, and especially coming into this shorter week on the stock market. So the first thing that I'm watching with Palantir is this lower price around $32. Ultimately, this is when I will be looking to pick up shares of this company for the longer term. Now, like I said past in the video, I'm going to be picking up a smaller position, and one of the main reasons is that I'm still not convinced with what Palantir stock is doing, and I see a lot of hype around this company that they unfortunately just can't meet, and that's going to mean the stock is going to be crushed for a very long time because there's just unreal expectations with this company, and that's exactly what we've been seeing. Like I explained with the volume and other things about the stock, there has just not been enough hype and honestly fulfillment of that hype for the company to continue running up. But right now we're seeing this earnings report coming, and I think that this could honestly be a bouncing point and maybe a reversal point for Palantir stock, where we might see some more institutional investors hop in and really start buying the price of this stock up, which is usually what we see before a huge rally. So with Palantir, like I say, $32 is that support price that I'm watching. If they do break out of the wedge, that will be around $34 a share. First price that I'm watching as consolidation here on the wedge will be around $38. So expecting bounce from 31 to 38, some consolidation around here, and then the last level that I'm watching is around 43, or this higher breakout level, which we were testing back at the top of this wedge. But as you guys can see, we did wedge into a pattern here and are now looking to retest that price. So ultimately, if the earnings can do well, this is what I will be watching with Palantir stock. But if the earnings do badly, guys, then I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped all the way back to their previous breakout levels at around $26 to $28. But ultimately, even if you pick them up at 32 and you are in for the long term, then it shouldn't matter if the stock bounces down to 28. That's just going to be a great time for you to pick up more shares. So that's ultimately how I'm going to be playing Palantir in the short and long run. In the short run here, I'm going to be trying to buy around 32. And if their earnings does prove to be badly here, then I will be looking to pick up more shares around 28 or $26 a share. But if the earnings does extremely well, then I will try to load up the boat as quickly as I can after the earnings report and hopefully pick up some more shares around this $32 price, which is ultimately the support price building right now on Palantir stock. So this is the very short-term price that we can at least know is a fair value on Palantir stock. And that's why ultimately this is the price that the stock has rested at coming into their earnings next week. And this is ultimately why the stock looks like it's indecisive and doesn't know what's going to be happening coming into their earnings. So watch this earnings for a big positive jump with Palantir stock. This is going to be a great play either to the upside or to the downside, whether you are a long-term investor or short-term. There's going to be a lot to play with this company come Tuesday and come into this short week. So guys, I hope you're checking out this play. I hope you're excited for the earnings. But as always, guys, make sure you like and subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching. All the links in the description are for you there to check out and are going to be our free plays and opportunities like our Discord and like the TradingView, which is the platform you've been seeing me on today. So if you guys want to take advantage and trade along with me and also see exactly what my setups are on your own computer, on your own screen, on your own time, etc., make sure you check out that TradingView link down in the description below to check that out for absolutely free and also help support the channel. But as always, guys, I hope all your plays are in the green, and thank you so much for watching.